When you miss application, can come now.
A short one.
Okay.
You can read it.
Or say misapplication refers to the act of using something, whether it is a physical object, funds, or a rule,
Okay.
wrongly, improperly, or in a way that was not originally intended.
Okay. That's correct. So that's a misapplication. All right. Young Queen.
I want to say 2020 elections. NDC echo Ghana for chain echo Busai and new mom pesi about Bemo. In fact, I approach I adopted here because having been in power on 2 consecutive elections, governing this nation for 16 years, and my that latitude of time and experience, say, I thought that see any pack a cry, Edwin Mino, and Tam Wasa. Na Obeka say, a bra na ye ja ye mame, and now man pinebedi chre, or ben fomu kuninu yam for, or bapeni, General Pukwajiman, Ghana man pinebedi chre di ewo. UPSC, the national chairman, now Johnson Sidon Kitia Eka Asem Kona. But think outside the box, we need to approach it. And Rawlings applied that method in the year 1992, 91, 92. In fact, earlier before, Brian envisioned in the PNDC that time transition into democratic governance. The previous constitution were written by the bourgeoisie and the elite, the learned class of our society. None of them survived beyond 4 years or 5 years. So you have put 2 constitutions in a go into constitution bena yebeya ebe survive the test of time. So let's go and ask the people. And we put out the consultative assembly. The MPP withdrew. The rest is history. So constitution are governed this country for over 30 years and still counting. NDC back again went to the drawing board after CFA Bem in 2016. When you may in Ghana for Satuaba, Etia, and Nasians and so, and your queen do my name. No, who be here say, Becot Mamma for no, the Kubusa almost a debad namuia. One of a Nyoma Ghana for a Kaye, Ebini say, Omuhia abaya babo Japadia Hobai. Japadia a be a toa ye tua de mamma penny, but home by my. Yen sa see a dear shows a so man penny, oba, bossas as on home by. Ebiom emra ide ahye won sa no famra ne yedwuma na wode mra ne yedwuma no enye yimu mamra ne mboga ne ba bia ho ban obi fomu a mamra ne ndi no empo so wo mampeni hu po fomu a ma ho kwa na mra ne wunni sane constitution akana. Indeed, 2020 NDC couldn't form government. Yayi hu nyoma esiye. Then we repeated the same method of engaging the people. Near the called 2024 elections. Now, compare 24 and 2020 elections now, just a minor alterations in a but it was the same in substance because for 4 years preceding 2024, not event and circumstances in our national life as a sakakra. One of a nyoma empona MPP for be air can say. Because of the wanton corruption, display of unbridled arrogance, willful display of opulence and conspicuous wealth, and above all, impunity and lawlessness in the system. Now, I have both so much that one more MPP form pu etuaba etia omogrofo almost 2 million antuaba omobwa omotoepa, but they voted against you. They voted against the MPP. Part of it was wound to me. For the first time, you will be able to bet na radio so no way you go bad ya to we no akasa unim abrofo no share that bibi omo say foreign reserve in Aromboa e sika nko a tien two forest no ngu ne ntum sika san say sika ntimi nhya asase ase na ye ni hia Akufo-Addo kai it is sika so komo de one not is sika no so then sika ben ye so Tano Nimere forest Apaprama forest Dora den tuanom ni egum ni etu without permit. Never before in the history of our country. Even abrofo ombedi oman yi so a yes no mutimu ye den kra no ade Akufo-Addo. In fact, if slavery have been through the resolution moved by His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama have been adopted by the UN and is now accepted as a crime against humanity, then Akufo-Addo rule was the worse than a crime against humanity and must go into record. And indeed, as such, in one pain for them called Warsaw, they gave birth to deformed babies. Injustice by a chance. For the last 8 years under Akufo-Addo, our marine ecosystem was destroyed completely. There was no living organism in our river bodies. The instance of who danchem panu wu no tetensueni. Danchem.
Catfish.
Danchem wu ka ose catfish. Look, virtually every natural habitat was destroyed to the extent that the sea was not spared. Go to the western region. You won't believe it. That human beings can do this kind of things. Senior, I don't understand. So if Ghanaians called for justice and voted in this number for NDC, giving us more than 2/3 seat in parliament, for me, I was happy for this vote. At the same time, to whom much is given, much is expected. Much is expected. And this NDC and Timamufono Epentia or Mondesal Minimaya. The question is, what excuse are we going to give to the people in 2028? What excuse? We have none. President Mahama Boy Juma Maka, within a space of 2 years, Akufo-Addo pursue over 850,000 people into poverty. Less than 1 year, President Mahama lifted more than that number out of poverty. The business community, due to the exchange rate and prudent fiscal discipline and prudent economic management, the city have been stabilized. Exchange rate above form, lending rate above form. Among everything, there is stability in the system. There's relief in the system. They're gonna for the icing on the cake. And the icing on the cake, is holding the criminals accountable. Look, Omokasa about the Plea Bargaining Act. There is a substantive act, but this is an amendment to the Criminal and Other Offences Procedure Act of 1960, Act 30. But what kind section 1 of this act as amended in relation to section 162A of Act 130, 1969. One the Okani also subject to this section 162B, a person charged with a criminal offense may at any time before judgment negotiate with Attorney General for a plea agreement. Now, A was saying to reduce an offense charged to a lesser offense. B, to withdraw a charge against an accused person or to reduce the punishment for an offense charged within the law that prescribe the punishment. My main see here the main cancer credit. Law student here from research jurisprudence, various school of thought, vis-a-vis the philosophy of the law and how it develops, and various economic models subscribed to different kind of jurisprudence. There are many. I don't want to mention more. But I dare say that this kind of approach to legislation follows the Marxist school of thought. And the Marxist school of thought, the talk about in an say, say, Emrano was it protected the wealthiest in society. Okay? What it means is that my born in Madi, for one to me to enter a plea bargain, it's an admission, say, born in Madi, as the amendment to the act is of prescribed.
But also can otherwise.
So, for you to enter a plea bargain, it means information the my day. But say the son in the Juma. Me imagine a mature how I am sharing my opinion as Haruna Malaba. Which I believe many of my penning for or my party members may even disagree with my opinion. That's fine, but they am my opinion America. So what kind of Article 12, Chapter 5 of the Constitution now? What's it there? The fundamental human right and freedoms enshrined in this chapter shall be respected and upheld by the executive, legislature, and the judiciary, and all other organs of government and its agencies. Okay? And where applicable to them, by all natural and legal persons in Ghana, and shall be enforced by the court as provided for in this Constitution. When you proceed to Article 17, in fact, let me say, sir, all the fundamental human rights under Chapter 5, starting from Article 12 of the Constitution, all the way to 33, derive their foundation from Article 12. You get that? So freedom to fair trial, right to fair trial, right to life, freedom of expression, and all of them. When all the rights under Chapter 5 derive the foundation from Article 12. And Article 17.1 provides that all persons shall be equal before the law. And 2 say that a person shall not be discriminated against on the ground of gender, race, color, ethnic origin, religion, creed or social or economic status. The question is for you to approach the Attorney General and enter a plea bargain. It means you have the capacity to pay for the crime you have committed. True or false?
True.
O concern prisoner. And Crawford that remand. In your jail, that remand for years.
Yeah.
And be crap your jail one because of 30 cities. Uba me deba a change 30 cities no bam. Minion sanitano, busada ko twi ni ka otwi otofu ese. Entimia metina yi. What they want to sabi kuenia or tear dance gromesa akwa minta butwe beka opa ene ne nkro nketu ani mu a okotwa obi board ye never oboas na Manchin police station the nearest then to oboas circuit court ye ko buy so nko dem 5 years ade okotwa board ye
keka.
Yes, all the cost of 200 cities in Puninjana. That person cannot get that 20 cities 200 cities. And so that Nipan situation, no. Now that this are active vis-a-vis the Constitution now, are we not infringing on the Constitution as the law have clearly stated? And the strict application of plea bargaining law, if we are to go by data, it will automatically infringe on the Constitution. There will be inequality. Those who have can pay their way out of bargain and be free and be set free. Those who don't have will be jailed. Are we building equal society? That is my opinion, based on the little Emra Machia in America. In any case, once it is still a law, the court have no option than to apply and enforce it. People have argued that Chairman to me Koje Bosianse or the Kodwebru, and I watched his video.
Yeah.
Thanks to my brother Hunto. Hunto shared the video on his wall. Okwa Hunto TV oho. Yeah, what assassin radio ekikem
Kabokra wa.
fine. So we know what do bro and ya best farmer paying. And then Bruno so do on no global situation.
I want in the district.
Pest betimia how. And show betimia be fa. Ebio betimia to Bruno kwampo na wunya tofo. Kekaya no so odo na ensure be twifa ni na so. But the question is ensure be na to twifa bro no so. Sakra ha say akra ha ensure bi na. If this guy is being honest to himself, then so ye ha never. And odo ye ha never. And many other rivers. So odo na bro na ensure e ko twifa bro ne koy into one born here. What J is it $10 billion, right? Who the kodo bro? Emma ensure timi a year for $10 million ni na mana kugupum ti nyama one ko. Bro, sabi we about and to compare obi on waje $10 million so. Or the kodo bro me ensure you ni na ko. Obi nso ne yam akomode no ko tu banche obi banche ba ko se wo kono adi. Ya chero ya number obo ase second quarter. Ya jail 5 years. $10 million against Bayera Bote Betemako, who's supposed to go to jail. I see plea bargain. And the shocking part of it all is the behavior of the MPP as a political party. One to me did not only go to court to take a commercial loan. So what here, in fact, with all due respect to the court, in fact, I'm not trying to be prejudicial and preemptive, but these facts are on public knowledge, or they are on a public record. And Sikano Koji, in fact, the so-called company resolution or subcommittee here in support of the company document or the common court, or apply here even before the formation, the incorporation of the company. Do you get that? Company document now they call, we don't even know how he got the company document. Do you get it? Because time or the document or apply or jail loan, that company incorporated here, and then one factor. And the element of fraud as to how Onyaso document is presented here. So once fraud is mentioned, criminality kicks in. And when the matter assumes criminal angle, the issue of civil becomes a different leg altogether when the criminality ought to also taken part by the relevant agencies. And according to Impefe, he has breached the law, or flouted the law. And how did he got that nerve to do the things he did? He had the courage. Why? Because Akufo-Addo was in power. NPP was in office. And he could do as he pleases. Thinking, say, Obiantimi Yanwe. But for NDC returning to office, Kasasika we could be Kobasoba with Trias Garana. And to me, my this ready I'm a dema Attorney General, we end say. Honorable Dr. Yini, need you more. Press conference, what I check. Please address the public. We want to hear you once more time. MPP for some back kuom. Betrie sika obon se men boyedin no. Se no credit a yesro for mudi to ya. Magana for hu. I can put my head in the pot of fire that in NDC government nobody will misbehave to attract this kind of public disaffection and opprobrium against the NDC as a party. Nobody in the NDC government would do it. You know why? We know President Mahama have put up a team of men and women of unquestionable and undoubtful integrity who are occupying the public office now. They are disciplined individuals who will not misconduct themselves in the office they have been given because they see public service first before any other thing. In any case, Akufo-Addo Nkrofo don't be mine no sabre otu omudiana. Hwanu no mu ukruma. Apart from Untumi Akufo-Addo appointment na ukruma. CEOs and MD Seba, can you mention their names? And are they in Ghana? Chief of Staff, are they in Ghana? What's that?
So to be crowded to the larger extent, no your appointee. Not chairman to me appointee.
Your appointee.
Or the chairman would
no dear quoting power, but you see,
and as Sikano, Aquatua Faso.
If I can recall few of them,
and I'm minded,
are they in the country?
Appointees, no?
Yeah. MD is no more Kuma.
MPs.
Okay, you fee grant no now. Obama to no more Kuma. Are they in the country? Are they in the country? No, you fee grant, I don't believe they're in the country. And in fact, majority of Akufo-Addo appointees, MDs, particularly CEOs, even the ministers of state, they are gone.
Wrap up now. Yeah.
Back to where they came from. And the Omungan says, a fool, you may pay sika in the court number baby near Kodi. You are a wholesome. And this a Ghana for being share a day we are. Look at Nipakua President Mahama Dombu Mino. Look at the ministers. Sabe, here Dr. John Jinapua. Oh no, football boy, the class, no. Binta Karo de Brina de Fiku Kwase. Honorable Minister. On the Coco Fu, Western region. The Coco Fu, as a group, sir.
Osan Domo crowd.
So, really one cry. We are the constituency. Body were corrosion the move. And mention the rest, all of them. They are local people. This is a boom money, we only baby come to Krumaya, Satepe, or no bancho asasawa. Intending to see Fra Bem as a finance minister. He was back to his village farming. He had nowhere to go. Otikruma. Yanya bakumana jene kotna bruchi se kukram dan show oba kruma yeye. Obi no share white eja parliament kan Bible. And then
breaking news here, say America granting them citizenship.
yeah, let's see whether the news now banner no say
Yeah.
American government will do that.
Yeah, train.
Yeah, trying. So me busao. Okay. Ye for NDC. Yes, Uncle Fan BP Mrana. Should that be the question? And will that be the answer? Yes, affirmatively. That's okay. Who say NDC? Ubofu ye. Yes, a corona yabo. Say by a yanchi a cromphony na wabufunti. NDC got nefi. Na yes, Uncle Fan cromphone Mrana. And yeah, and silent just say about the self. But I believe Ghana will not do that mistake coming 2028.
Okay.
But I want to assure the good people of Ghana, the leadership that cares, the leadership which is accountable to the people, and every step of the way, they be put to the people first. And I believe, sir, by the time President Mahama, Edna Mambube Kone we NDC, and the next elections, we will have a lot to celebrate as a people and as a party than to complain, which I believe we will definitely get there.
All right. Yanko yanim na yɛde dwumadi no ɛsia ne sa new CBG mobile app naba na yɛse banking no sɛ wokɔ queue mekɔyi me sika mede sika kɔ akɔto me bank account mu na wodi line no sia na ɛyɛ twam ane sa enti new CBG mobile app no has a free banking idea ba you know yɛka sika kora bi a ɛhyɛ obotom bɛtumi de ahyɛ wo bag mu sɛ new app no o download wa and so and a baby bia ti we call mobile app no so then we call Google Play Store and na say iOS app store ni bi no wa download it to manage your finances. It's not just near tier no you must be a mouse smart and user friendly digital platform and no and a CBG and so Ediaba Ministry of Communications under this government say one more 1 million Ghanaians in coding, digital skills, cyber security, and artificial intelligence. In T, open branches across board. 16 regions no, you open branches across board. And you assign laptops I would do a day bois. And one is call www.1millioncoders.gov.gh. Now also ultimate application atom eti near no PC Bar Center. Yami to watch na Dr. Patience Kobana Beba. Na ya dia hodo a etiti wono. Ya baba be di ho enkomo snake se enei omo hwaboa na omo amam apartment ahodo. What you say? It's your spacious 2, 3, and 4 bedroom units across selected communities in Accra. Adinkra Heights, our cantonment, Eagles Place and Tivoli, Royal Tivoli, our Sakomono, Meridian Gardens, our Klagon, Enti Carnation and so. Offer 0244 593 276. A number visiting and sales office, seat floor, and no a wall. A rich tar, a one crahaya. International near tier and no. Mr. Kill product bakwa, our bremu, a boy memo papa, Mr. Kill no, a memo drew unyabia, a bad boy ye papa, now swung hour. nneɛma ɛbɛsi fa akɔ no maybe restaurant ɛboa yɛn ama yɛn nnuane papa adi aduane a wobɛdi na afei nso watumi aka wo nsa anaa bɛka wo katrama afiri maybe akakye nti agye abraham mekyia wo paa Tedake Vision Center w'ani wo yadeɛ bia no fa kɔ titaa paa wotaa hyɛ ahwehwɛniwa wopɛ papa ne bɔwɔ fam akɔ ɛhɔnom ɔbɛma obi atɔ DVLA ama accreditation nti no in terms of results rest assured your skilled optometrist for omonimte use modern technology omoni di omjumadi bia North Ridge Airport Residential Area Fredericks Branch Swansea Shopping Arcade Accra Central juma every day entikai na ehye so 0245 938389 azani yapon MC4 no ebo anisa yapon
yenchia obi bia aduana sasu ba bia obi am share no twa credit ma me pa
okay aduana sasu that say so twa ya omo ye petrol so nka ho ana no okay petrol dey say ashama de no twa
ano ye Joe
ashama
we communicator
no amalba ye ko
Yes. So my main chair, my boss, Dr. Mary.
Okay.
CEO Ghana Free Zone Authority.
Okay.
Will be the boss.
Okay.
You will see me shortly.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.